So I have been generally, I've been sewing for a couple of months or trying to learn how to sew. And I'm a lifelong crafter, but I've just never really sewn before. And I'm obsessed now with taking old things and giving them new life. And to do that, I needed to learn to sew. And so I was trying to make bags at first, and I've been making bags. And then I tried to make a skirt, and I did make a skirt. It turned out very nice. And then now I'm trying to make a dress, which is a whole different beast. I've always been a very much a thinker, linear. If someone would ask me directions somewhere and I had to draw them a map, there would be no curved lines on this map. There would be a straight line and then turn left, and then a straight line and then turn right, right? That's how my brain thinks of directions. So I used to live in Cobb County, Georgia, and there's a thing there called the Big Chicken, which is a giant chicken. It's a KFC, and its little beak opens like this, and the eyes roll around, and it's an icon, and it's been there many years. I lived there for 20 years. And the thing that a lot of directions, when you lived in Cobb County, people started directions with, well, where the Big Chicken is, or if you hit the Big Chicken, you've gone too far, or turn right at the Big Chicken and then go down. And it was always in my mind, oh, it's a Big Chicken and turn left. It's a Big Chicken and turn right. It was very much, my brain is Big Chicken directions. Even though there may be curves in the road, in my mind, they were always straight. Now, when I started making this dress, and I started taking apart the dress that I was trying to use as a pattern, and I started tracing these pattern pieces, and pattern pieces that I thought when I looked at it were straight. But when I took them apart and started tracing them, I realized that they were curved. And I kept seeing this everywhere, all these subtle curves and shapes. And I was, this is very different from the bags that I've been making, which have been very much Big Chicken energy. And I realized that clothing is very much like another Atlanta icon called Spaghetti Junction. Spaghetti Junction is all curves. And okay, well, this one here is the bust line, and this one here is the waistline. And all of a sudden, I had this light bulb moment, which it should have been very clear to me from the very, very beginning. But it was kind of one of those, for people my age, you might remember this reference. It was a Soylent Green is people kind of moment for me, where I was like, human beings are curves. Which, yes, of course, were curves. But in my head, I was trying to design a dress pattern or a pants pattern. I was trying to think of it in straight lines. I was trying to think Big Chicken directions when I needed Spaghetti Junction directions. So now I'm having to learn to think a whole different way as I'm trying to think about the fact that the human body is 3D. It's curved. It's not gonna be squares and straight lines. And it's a whole different way of thinking, y'all. It is not easy to figure out how something wraps around the human body. And I have such respect for fashion designers who can do this, but I'm trying to learn it, and it's really interesting. But it's, to me, it's really hard because it's not my natural way of thinking in curves. I tend to think more in boxes and lines. So I'm trying to learn a whole new way of doing things. So now I got to learn how to sew Spaghetti Junction style instead of Big Chicken style. So that analogy worked for my brain today. So I thought it might help somebody else. I don't know. I'm just learning, and I'm just sharing as I learn. Hopefully someone else out there is listening to me and learning something along the way too.